Hey guys, what's up? It's Rare Coin, or GIM Rune Legs, or in this video, I guess I'm GIM Torva Square, so any of the above. But in this video, we're going to talk about have polls been really gone about the wrong way since the beginning of old school RuneScape. And I'm not trying to say like the polls need to be removed right now and stuff, but I almost feel like Jagex kind of went one direction with polling when they could have taken a completely different route. And this completely different route I'm talking about from what they're doing now. Well, what they're doing now is they're basically saying, this is the content we're making, do you want it to come into the game or not? And this is the reward we're making, and do you want it to come into the game or not? And the problem with that is that they end up coming up with these ideas that nobody asked for. And then they're like, do you want this in the game or not? And sometimes people are like, yeah, sounds like a cool idea, and it passes. And other times people are like, nobody asked for this, we don't want this in the game. Or they don't pull the thing itself, they only pull the rewards. And so you're like, wait, what if we don't want the thing itself? Like, the rewards might be okay, but we don't have the option to be like, we want it from something else, or like, you need to rework this whole concept and things like that. And so the way I would think about going about the polls is, let's say they want to add a new boss to the game. What I would do with the poll is I would say the company would like to add a new boss to the game. Community, would you like to see a new boss in the game? That's question 1. Question 2, what type of boss would you like to see? Would you like to see a new fire giant boss, a new ice giant boss, a combination of the two boss? Do you want to see a new dragonkin boss? Do you want to see a new raid or like raid type boss? You know, you have maybe 20 different types of bosses that you ask the community what type of boss do they want then. So now you know, does the community want a new type of boss? And if they do, what type of boss do they want? And then you're like, okay, do you want this boss to be like super complicated in mechanics for like what like tier of the community do you want? Do you want it to be like extreme late game? Do you want it to be like mid to late game? Do you want it to be mid game boss or early game boss? You know, and use the poll to find that information out. And from using the poll like this, where you basically ask a bunch of questions and ask the community to guide you on what type of thing they're looking for to be added to the game, instead of just coming up with your own stuff and then saying, do you want this in the game or not? I think the game community would be a lot better overall, and we'd have a lot more say and get a lot more updates, because, you know, if you say you want to fire an ice giant boss and you want it to drop resources with like one rare item, as most of the community says, and it's just suggestive polling to say, this is what the community wants the direction of the game to go right now for development. You can build bosses that no one's opposed to, or like some people will be opposed to it because maybe 20% of the community actually wanted a scaling update instead of a boss. And you know, you can find out that 89% of the community wants a new boss and 80% of the community wants a new skill. So you're going to build a new skill at the same time you build a new boss, but you can basically just use that, if you want, as like your guide to build the content that people want at the speed that they want to, instead of basically coming up with ideas, building it, and then saying, hey, yeah, we built this thing, do you guys want it? And then nobody wants it in the game. And I think that's the problem with the polling system right now, is that they're not giving the community the option to decide what goes into the game and the direction it goes. They're just giving the community the option to stop them from continuing to make their own stuff. If you guys have a point of view on the polling system, or you'd like to try and explain how you think the polling system could change, then let me know in the comments down below, because I'm sure that somebody's thought of a way that the polling system could change that maybe for the better, maybe for the worse, but it's probably different than, you know, the two ways that I've kind of stated here. So let me know in the comments down below, and if you enjoyed the ramble, don't forget to leave a like, and I'll see you in the next one.